Hey everyone, it's Tara with a little good news with Tara, and I just want to say right off the bat how happy I am to be making a video, and it's good to see y'all again, so to speak. so, yeah, I've been really busy, and I guess it's been a couple of weeks since I've made a video, but maybe I'm back for a minute. My mother has a little dementia, and she's a little bit of a handful, and just a lot of things going on, you know. But, in a previous video, I had told y'all that my husband had built this lawnmower shed. And it's a pretty good size shed, something like a 12 by 20, something like that. And we have got it filled, as you can see all around me. We just got it all filled up, and the other side's kind of congested. So he turned his other shed into what used to be the lawnmower shed into a baby chicken area. So we're gonna have lots of baby chickens. So, or we do have. We're gonna have a bunch of chickens running around. I wanted to introduce y'all to this guy before I give y'all an inspiring story. This my daughter brought home. She was gonna put it somewhere in the yard. Ain't he just adorable? Or it could be a she. There's a little butterfly on his tail. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think up a real cool name for this one. Maybe Drago. Hey, that sounds like a movie from the 90s. Something about a dragon. Right? Let's see. I forget the name of it. Yeah, he's cute. Okay, about that inspiring story. I hope y'all are doing well. I'm so proud to be back. Okay, I wanted to tell y'all a little bit about some people who accidentally become wealthy. That sounds inspiring, don't it? Okay, here we go. A Kansas woman, Linda Katz, when the internet came out, she decided to practice with it, with tumbleweed. It became a thriving business. She was a success pretty much right off the bat. She has sold to Hollywood for movies, NASA. I'm not sure what tumbleweed has to do with that, but anyway, she did. And retailers like Ralph Lauren, and I've read that even restaurants has ordered some of her tumbleweed for decor and such. So yeah, she put tumbleweed on the internet and sold them small, medium, and large, $15, $20, $25 back when the internet first got started. So that's super cool. A Boston salesman forgot about a $4,500 investment made 1987. He was contacted by his state treasurer, and he was worth $4 million, didn't even know it. So these are we've all heard stories like people metal detecting, and they'll come across, 200, 300, 400-year-old coins or such, and maybe somebody's in a creek and discovers, some gold or something. And I've read it and heard of a lot of stories where people just, they live a frugal life one day, and then they're very comfortable the next day. So I guess it could happen to all of us. Terry Horton, a truck driver, purchased an abstract painting for $5 at a thrift store. It was later identified as an original Jackson Pollock with potentially worth $50 million. So he went from being a truck driver, he probably retired after the $50 million part, after he sold that. Okay. Richard James, this is a neat one because I remember this. I don't remember this happening, but I remember the playing with the toy. Richard James, trying to create a spring for ship instruments, dropped a coil which inspired the Slinky toy, turning him and his wife into millionaires. Okay, y'all remember the Slinky toy, right? Okay. Ray Kroc was in his 60s when McDonald's became successful. That sounds like reminds me of the Colonel Sanders story. We all know that one, right? Nelson Mandela was 75, 76 when he became president of South Africa. It's never too late, is it, to be a success? I mean, I've heard of a lot of people that struggled for decades and then one day they just had this really great idea and just took off with it. And I kind of think of Duck Dynasty, you know, that was, didn't he practice that for, I can't even think of the guy's name, but y'all know who I'm talking about, Robertson, something Robertson. Yeah, the duck call, and then his kids are grown and they kind of take over for him and make it happen for him, and stuff happens. Good things happen to people all the time, but I don't know, these are kind of, we know the stories, like Colonel Sanders with KFC, but I guess sometimes we just put it out of our mind, forget all about it. But it doesn't hurt to be reminded of, you know, successful stories and good things happening with people, and just kind of makes us feel better, I guess. Jack Weil, I believe is how you pronounce that, W-E-I-L, founded Rick Mount Ranchwear, pioneering Western fashion. He worked until his death at age 107. That brings me to the point where I don't know if working for somebody else or necessarily going into a job that you just absolutely just crushes your spirit and you just don't want to get out of bed to go to that job. Maybe it all comes down to passion, what our passion is, if we like the job, if we like the people we work with, you know, because some of these people, there's this man where I am from, he is 105. He recently had some kind of surgery. Don't that sound crazy at 105? He's our country's oldest living Marine. He got into real estate. I think he's tried different things. I know he had a car dealership at one time, but the real estate is what put him over the top. He is a extremely wealthy man, but once again, it goes back to what he loves to do. He just, you know, when you have a hard time going to sleep at night because you can hardly wait to get up the next day because it's something that you want to do instead of something that you dread to do. I hope I'm saying this right, and I hope I'm inspiring somebody. I maybe don't have a way with words, but I'm trying my best. Sam Walton, I believe he was in late 60s when he became the country's wealthiest man by started opening up a Walmart, you know, by opening up a Walmart. Laura Ingalls Wilder. Okay. I watched Little House on the Prairie when I was a kid. That and Happy Days, Charlie's Angels when nobody was looking because they were supposed to be sinful. Yeah, Laura Ingalls Wilder published her first book at age 65. We know that history. Boy, that took off, didn't it? Grandma Moses. Let's talk about her a minute. At 77, when she could no longer do her embroidery because of arthritis, she took up painting because she could do that. Her fingers would work and do that. And I mean, at 77, and we all know where that went. I mean, she was pretty much an instant success. Man, that's crazy. Almost 80 years old, right? Colonel Sanders, he was in his late 60s. I think he was barely in his 70s when he sold KFC, and he sold it for way under what he should have, but he still ended up a millionaire. But he was, you know, he was late in life there. He was getting on up there. Okay, Harry Bernstein's book, The Invisible Wall, was published when he was 96 years old. And he went on to write even after 100. So that, okay, his book was published when he was 96 years old. So some people never quit, and they shouldn't have to. If they're doing what they love and their body and their mind allow them to, I think it's the most wonderful thing ever. Okay, Joseph A. Campbell created condensed tomato soup at 78. Okay, so we see how good that took off because it's you can't go anywhere without seeing Campbell's soup. And boy, do I use the cream of chicken and the cream of mushroom when I'm making my broccoli casserole or chicken casserole. Those things come in handy. Okay, let's see. If I Y'all, I'm struggling to read my paper and I got my eyeglasses sitting on my head. Let's try this now. Oh, that's much better. John Pemberton invented Coca-Cola at 65. Ain't that some stuff? That's, I mean, is it ever too late? I don't believe for 1 second it is. That's once again, I think we're supposed to be doing what we love to do. I don't know if everybody agrees with me, but that's just my belief. And also, if we're happy doing something to where it's hard to just do something else because we want to do that one thing so bad. I've got a friend that I go detecting with, metal detecting and bottle digging, and it's hard to, sometimes I can't get out there, but it's exciting waiting on the next time, but it sure is hard waiting on the next time because you want to get out there and have fun. And, but as far as making money and doing things you love and new ideas coming to you, I mean, some of these people are right at 100, so gosh, it's just never too late. It's never too late. I certainly hope this video inspired somebody, and just keep going. And if you're at retirement age, we're supposed to evolve. I believe we're supposed to just, maybe if this part of our life is, this chapter is closing, so what happens when it closes? You know, something else opens up, and maybe we shouldn't ignore it. Maybe we should just roll with it and go with the flow and act on that new idea or that thing we've been putting off for years or maybe even decades, and see what happens with it. But I sure am proud to be back, and I look forward to seeing y'all's videos, and those of you who I'm subscribed to, and I sure do thank you for watching, and we will talk to you later. Have a good one.